Shout out to Miss Butterscotch for sending me this story, and it's coming out of Boston. And as you can see right here, it says in new charges, former Boston Police Union president accused of sexually abusing 4 more children. And when I saw the title, the first thing that stuck out to me was 4 more children. You mean to tell me that there was way more than 4? But in most cases, it usually always is sometimes a dozen or more. But hopefully, by me getting into this article, we'll figure out how many exactly. It says a former head of Boston Police Union already charged with raping a young relative now faces 16 new charges and accusations that he sexually assaulted and abused 4 more children. Patrick Rose, a former Boston police officer and president of the Boston Police Patrolmen's Association, was arrested on child sex charges earlier this month. Those charges stem from allegations he sexually assaulted a young relative starting when she was 7. Rose was arraigned Tuesday on the 16 new charges, according to Suffolk County District Attorney Rachel Rollins' office. There are 11 counts of child rape and 5 counts of indecent assault and battery on a child under 14. Prosecutors now say Rose sexually assaulted 5 children. Of the new victims, 1 was allegedly abused within the last 2 years, while Rose allegedly abused the other 3 in the 1990s. In a statement, Rollins called Rose's alleged behavior unconscionable. There is nothing more horrible and depraved than sexually abusing a child, and in this case, it is made even more unfathomable that the defendant is a former member of law enforcement. I don't know why they're so surprised. A lot of the times, many of your rapists come from the department, whether it's an adult or a child. He actually swore an oath to protect victims from harm. Instead, he was preying on and harming our most vulnerable and innocent young children. A not guilty plea was entered for Rose at his arraignment. Judge Kathleen Coffey raised Rose's bail from $250,000 to $270,000. I feel like people like this does not deserve a bail, and honestly, the bail before was too low, and the bail after is still too low. She kept in place an order that Rose must wear a GPS monitor, surrender his passport, surrender any firearms as well as his license to carry, have no unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 16, and stay away from and have no contact with the victims. When Rose was arraigned in West Roxbury District Court on the first charges, the 66-year-old hid his face. Anyone with information about Rose is asked to contact the Suffolk County State Police detectives. Now, if you're looking at this picture right here, it's from 2016, but one of the pictures that I did see when they said covering his face, he actually had handcuffs on and he was hiding his face. So this was, like I said, from 2016, I guess, when they first went after him. And there's a more recent picture, but he's covering his face in that picture, but I couldn't really pull that one up. And then I wanted y'all to get a look at his face. I know it's kind of hard to look at something as disgusting as this person right here, as you can see, but this guy has a history. They say going back to the 1990s. Now, how far back in the 90s, I don't know, but the 1990s is not like it was 5 years ago. Wow, that's crazy when you think about it. The 1990s ended 21 years ago. That's crazy. But it's all kinds of stuff and filth running around in these departments, and he's one of them. And what I noticed that a lot of the times the ones who's in these departments who do and commit a lot of acts like this are usually ones who are higher up. Like, look at this. He says he was the former Boston Police Union president. He had a high-ranking title. And a lot of people who commit these kind of acts usually have those kind of titles, and they'll use those titles to flex so they can show that they have even more authority. Because like people always say, when it comes to rape and stuff, that's basically flexing power. And because he was in that position, he felt like, well, I have this kind of power. No one's going to say anything to me. No one's going to touch me. No one's going to do anything to me. But he had to prey on the weak and vulnerable and the innocent, which were children, which makes him looks even more worse off than before. But I hope that he gets everything that's coming his way when he's in prison. And I think he's already there right now. So I got interrupted in the middle of my thought. But anyway, hopefully he gets everything that comes his way, if it hasn't happened to him already. And if it has, let it continue.